Your Wednesday edition of the Now Morning Show continues as SEWA International TT says, together we serve better. And this morning I am excited to have them back as another initiative is a beautiful way that they continue to help Trinidad and Tobago at large. To tell us more, Revan Tiluksing, the president of SEWA International, joins us on the Now Morning Show. I'm Nim Sleepy Pride, one are you? I know you left in Nagar side very late, so thank you for joining us and welcome back.
Thank you, and thank you to all the viewers.
Now, I say welcome back because this is not your first time here on the Now Morning Show. The entity continuously does charitable events and drives. So the last time you were here, we were talking environment, yes?
Yes.
Any updates you want to share?
Yeah, so the last time I was here, we were promoting the Hiken plant. And we do that at a very specific period in the rainy season so that we have enough time for the plants to get strong for the dry season. So we would have planted 7,500 plants, right? I'm completed in 4 areas. I mean, we had a sponsor, KFC, who was just phenomenal.
Beautiful.
And that whole exercise, we are seeing some of the highest success rates so far, survival rates of those trees.
Of those trees?
Yeah.
Resilience is the name of the game. That's nice. So this time around, we're talking the clothing, recycling, and food packing charity drive. And this one, we actually saw you at the Nagar championing because that is one of the locations where we can do some of the drop-offs. So let's get into it a little bit. You gave me numbers on how many trees you would have planted. What sorts of figures or goals do we have for this particular drive?
Right. So for the clothes drive, this will be our 4th clothes drive, and this is actually one of our United Nations Sustainable Development Goals projects. So SEWA adopted the SDGs in 2018. Your last guest here talked about disaster resilience, and this comes in nicely because all of these projects that we have going on is actually practice for a natural disaster. Okay. So both the food drive and the clothes drive, food and clothes are 2 things that you require when you have a natural disaster.
Absolutely.
Whether it is in Trinidad or the Caribbean, we do blood donation, we do health fairs. One of the reasons why we're able to vaccinate 86,000 people at the Diwali Nagar is because we constantly practice our health fairs. We get the links with the doctors, 750 medical professionals volunteer with us for free.
Nice.
And we were able to do that. Same thing with the clothes. So that was an example of something that already happened. With the clothes, if there's a major natural disaster, we are able and we are confident that we could collect over 30,000 pieces, get it sorted, and get it distributed.
All right. When we talk about distribution, we have a number in mind for families as well, yes?
Yes. So we are targeting between 1,000 and 1,200 families. Of course, it's not something that we just put out in public. You'll end up with 10,000, 15,000 people just showing up, and there's no way we could handle that. You'll never have enough for something like that, right? So we go through a very rigorous process. We invite every single member of parliament, every single local government councillor. We work through the fire service, the police service, various NGOs that deal with either whether it's the blind welfare or autism, TT, the hearing impaired community, and we go through them. We get 1,000 families, right? We ask one member of the family to come, and when we collect that clothes, we prepare the entire inside of the Diwali Nagar where you just walk through. That entire 1 acre space that is AC is completely transformed like a mall. Okay. And those families now are scheduled, and they come through, they walk through in a very dignified manner. They could select the type of clothes, or they could select the one that fits them. So it's not like somebody choosing a few pieces of clothes, putting it in a bag and handing it to you.
Right.
You could choose what suits you.
I particularly appreciate the dignity that you're allowed or affording that family in need. It's something that we sometimes remove from the situation and we don't realize. So that's beautiful. Now, this is, of course, off the heels of having done it before. Last time around, we looked at 4,500 families?
No.
In terms of total numbers so far?
No, so it would have been people who, 4,500 families so far. So the first time we would have done it, we would have collected 15,000 pieces of clothes. The second time, 25, and the last time, just over 30,000 pieces. 30,000 pieces good. and about 5,000 pieces that we found that was unacceptable. People have different standards, right? So we accept. But in this whole process, we have found a way to reuse even the items that are not good. So we approach the farmers. We have certain relationships with groups of farmers now. They shred some of the clothes, they use it to tie up the tomatoes and that kind of thing. The mechanics use it to at least reuse the cotton pieces, etc. And everything gets a new life.
Brilliant.
And a big part of this also, in terms of sustainable development, is removing all of these clothes that would otherwise be in the landfill. So a lot of people don't know at least 8% of what goes into the landfill are textiles. And these textiles are items that, not just cotton, but I mean, almost every one of us here is wearing something that has plastic in it,
right,
or plastic woven into the cotton. So that goes into the environment. That microplastic, as the organic part breaks down, that microplastic goes into the environment and gets into our water system.
So we're doing some good work here, and that means we need help. Talk to me about the number of volunteers that we're going to need.
So we need at least 200 volunteers, unique volunteers, people who would come time and time again throughout the period. So after we collect the clothes on the 18th and 19th of November, the Diwali Nagar, we will spend during the weekends, the whole day, and during the weekdays on evenings, where we'll be sorting these clothes. So first we categorize them, we sort them, we hang them out, we rack them, and that whole process basically takes about 20 days.
Wow. So 18th and 19th are days we need to mark our calendars for, because that's the drop-off days at the Nagar site for the clothing drive. We also have the food drive that is happening simultaneously. So if we wanted to drop off at the Nagar site, we can do that there too.
So we don't accept canned items or food items, right? There's those canned items, somebody has to go through it, and then there's a cost. There's a irregularity of what you get. So what we do is we give you the best value possible. We have arrangement with all the food distributors. We have arrangement with the supermarkets. So listed, you will see several supermarkets there. We make it very easy as you go about your normal shopping. You just ask the cashier, I want to make a contribution to SEWA TT. It is printed on your bill, so there's accountability. It goes into their system, and when we're ready to do the food packaging, they consolidate all the funds they have collected. They help us pay the distributors directly. The distributors give us these items at below the price that they would normally give to the supermarkets themselves. Some of them would actually contribute freeze and contribute things. So our food package generally valued around $400 retail. It will cost us somewhere around $200, $250.
Wonderful.
And then we pull all of that together. The intention is to see if we get enough resources, we will build 1,000 of these food packs. And again, the same process of verification that we have. We just wouldn't go to random people. It's a process where we engage enough people so that we get the right people to get the food packs.
Beautiful. That accountability is really important, especially because we're not giving the person the control of selecting what is being donated. So there's a lot of trust that we're posting into you, and I really appreciate the process to make sure that it's transparent, so that it's equity is given to everybody, and again, that dignity is maintained. Beautiful stuff. Now, granted then that we need volunteers, we of course know how to make the contributions. All of this we can find on a site, on a web page, so, if we want to volunteer or be part of it?
So two major ways that you could reach us. You could visit our website, www.sewatt.org, sewatt.org. You could look us up on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Just search SEWA TT or SEWA_TT. You'll definitely find us. Or you could call 333-SEWA. 333-SEWA.
I like that number, 333-SEWA. Now, I know we have a lot more to cover because this is something that, yes, we're doing at the Nagarsa right now, but throughout the year, donations will need to be made, drives will be held. Are there other endeavors we could look forward to?
So as I said, there's another thing actually happening on the 19th. We have our blood donation, our blood drive, right? So all of these things are focused on practicing for natural disasters, but they are as an organization, we have overheads. we use a system of project accounting where everything you donate goes towards the specific project. So if you donate towards food drive, that money goes to food, 100% of it.
Got it.
If you donate towards the expenses of the clothes drive, that goes to that, because that project alone will cost us a couple $100,000. You have to buy, we already have some hangers in stock, but we have to buy about 15,000 more hangers. Just contemplate the money.
Magnitude of that.
And we have to build racks to put the hangers on.
Right.
So all of those things, security, all of these things are costs, right? SEWA, we also have our administrative costs. Coming down to the vaccination, I mean, we have taxes, we have accounting. We are one of the few organizations that try to keep up to date with our accounting. We have audited statements. By the end of this month, we'll have up to 2022 audited and available for the public, right? So all of these things have costs. And if you want to contribute to us, just call 333-SEWA, send us an email at admin@sewatt.org. Again, from our website, you could just make a contribution via credit card.
Beautiful.
And that helps us functioning and help us keep going.
Now, we've talked about the projects, we've talked about the endeavors and ways we as individuals can partake. But the one thing I didn't ask you to share with the public or remind them of is what SEWA International means.
Yeah, so SEWA is really selfless service, but our objective, at least one of the main intention behind the organization, is creating civic-minded people, right? Building strong volunteers who will work to the benefit of the society. So all of these projects came out from volunteers. We would have identified these are the gaps that we have. How can we build ourselves through these projects? So it's about getting SEWA stronger through stronger volunteers, but not just for we to be strong, for the welfare of everybody, right? So it's really, SEWA is about selfless service, building yourself for the welfare of Trinidad and for the welfare of Trinidad and Tobago and the world.
Beautiful. In that case, it is the perfect way to wrap up my morning. So I say thank you very much, Ivan, for joining us this morning, letting us know all the beautiful work that your institution is continuing to do. We fully support you, and I will check you at the Nagar site later on this week. For now, though, we say thank you to Ivan, the president of SEWA International TT, for joining us this morning, reminding us of the clothing, recycling, and food packing charity drive happening now. Head on down to the Nagar on the 18th and 19th and be a part of how together we serve better. We are the Now Morning Show, serving you with great information that you don't want to miss, but after these messages.